What was a parent component, family component in regards to being trained as a school counselor? Is there something specific they discuss or anything?
They always say get parents involved, but how do we do that?
Hello, everybody. We are here at our video blog. We're at the Indiana School Counselors Association Conference right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Beautiful day. Excited to be here. I have Kara Hipskin, and Kara is actually out of Northwest Indiana. She is a brand spanking new, out of college, ready to go, fired up school counselor. She and I were talking about afterwards. She just got real excited about the Safe Team program, what it offers. She's been looking at a lot of programs, not just about what we're doing or what we're focused on, but she's just looking when you're excited, you're young, you want to make an impact, there's nothing like energy. You cannot deny energy. Now, again, you can be older and have energy, but the impact was when I left here, she actually left the room. I said, no, come back here. We got to interview because I want to talk to someone who's got energy, who has focus, because I want you all to hear from a brand new, fresh out of college, ready to go school counselor. So why school counseling? How did you decide that's what I want to do? What's kind of your background experience to make that decision?
Do you want me to take the mic? Sure. Actually, my dad has been a school counselor for like 20 years, and I knew since middle school that he had the greatest job in the whole wide world. So I thought, I'm going to be a school counselor. I'm going to follow in his footsteps.
What makes you think that he had the greatest job in the world? What is it about that?
You know what? He just came home. He was excited. He was passionate.
Okay.
I just knew that he really cared about the kids, and he made a difference. Like, he was always helping kids out that were in trouble or maybe didn't have a father in their lives or all that kind of stuff. And I thought, wow, he's such a good role model, and I want to be that for kids someday.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good. Well, so let's think about that. Now, you talked to me about you've got this energy, you've got this passion. Now, did your dad? I'm just going to say program standpoint. Were there certain things, certain programs you saw him implement? I mean, it sounds like he had great one-on-one interaction going on. What else do you remember about what kind of programs do you remember him doing or working with the students? Or, I keep on hearing, like I shared today, we talk a lot about character. Man, you guys got to implement the character programs in school oftentimes, do these types of things. What do you remember about your dad, and what were some of the things that you know that he had to implement along the way?
I don't really remember any specific programs, but I know he did a lot of character development and all of that. It was never like, this is the name of the program that stood out in my mind. He was a high school basketball coach, so there was a lot of involvement with kids, just in school, out of school, kind of in between. But he... I don't know, he just was always like, you need to make sure that you instill value and character and all of that, because a lot of kids aren't getting that at home. Right. And unfortunately, they come to school, and it becomes the educator's job to make sure that they're, that they're being a good person, that they're having values and all of that. So he just felt like, I'm going to instill that by being that himself. Being a man of integrity was always something that I noticed.
Awesome. One thing you mentioned, you are going to be at two different schools. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, you're two different schools, and kind of tell about what's the dynamics difference between the two schools. Talk a little bit about their socioeconomics. What are the populations like? Talk a little bit about that.
Okay. I am at two schools. One school has 600 kids, and it's more of our inner city school. I'm pretty much white suburbia, but any minority population is probably between the two schools no more than 2 or 3%. Okay. But the school of 600 kids is more inner city, more single parent families, just a lot more problems with discipline, behavior, all that kind of stuff. The smaller school is 350 kids, and there's more rural community, a lot more farmers and all of that go there. It's our more affluent school, I would say. The smaller school is a lot more parent involvement, I would say, though, overall in my small town of Chesterton, Indiana, is pretty middle class families, I would say, that make up that school district.
That's good. Is there, when you think about, let me take you, knowing a little bit about who you're going to be interacting with as a school counselor, and again, you've just been on this 3 months, right?
Correct.
So you're fired up, ready to go. Okay. When you think back to your training, okay, so here's this extensive. Now, did you do like an internship?
I did. I did an internship here in Indianapolis on the east side in an inner city school. It was an alternative program, K through 12.
Okay. All right. Excellent. What were you taught about what do we call active family engagement? I mean, is there something about where you all were, was there any type of training to try and go out and get families more involved, or is there, what was the parent component, family component in regards to being trained as a school counselor? Is there something specific they discuss or anything?
They always say get parents involved, but how do we do that? And at my internship, it was quite difficult to get parents involved. It was a very different population, not a very active parent involvement, not a lot of parents in the picture. But at IUPUI, I know that they wanted us to find ways to get parents involved, but I didn't feel like there was a lot of training in that area. And I feel like it was a lot of putting out the fires, but not being proactive. And we just waited till the problems came, and then we're trying to hustle to get it all accomplished and make sure everybody's okay. But I didn't feel like I felt like we could really grow in that area.
Right. Well, the thing is, and what your comment makes sense. So often, and just like all the studies have said, the studies are when you actively engage families, education gets better.
Yes.
How do you actively engage families? They usually don't break out. Now, there are many great programs out there, no doubt about it. We're excited about what we do. We just hope people start buying into that message. It's got to happen. We got to get more of those families, because there has to be a level of expectation set with these parents and these families. Understand, you are, one of the slides we showed today is the other 50% of education or more, it could be 75%, is the family. The family is that critical. It isn't about a little bit of curriculum time that a child gets every day with this teacher. There's so much preparation at home that needs to happen prior to that child showing up at that school to be ready to have rest, to have nutrition, to have their homework ready, to just the little things along the way, to have some discipline in their life so they can be very successful in education, because it can't all happen at school.
That's right.
But yet, you got to deal with it at school, because that's the reality, and that's what you guys are called to do. In your service to in the public school system.
That's right. I mean, the kids come to us, and we gotta figure out something to do with them, and we gotta figure out how to connect to them. That's what I've just really been trying to do this year. It's just about the connection, because maybe they're not getting it at home, but hey, we have them for 8 hours, so we need to be doing something, and that's why the SAFE team and all of that, it's like, what a great idea to get them in. Not trying to plug you guys, but I really feel like that. We need to get involved with our kids, and why not bring the community and get involved with our kids, and why not get the teachers more involved and the administrators? And I know no one has time, but these are our kids. This is our future. This is what we need to do.
That's it. One of the key things, she just kind of mentioned it, and I'll just kind of reiterate as we close up. There are 4 points that we make over and over. First one is attendance. Families, when you engage with your children and they realize education is important, then they got to attend at school. But again, it's also our school's responsibility where they feel safe at school to know that I want to attend here. And then there's attachment. It's just things like her dad, looks like Kara's dad, and Kara want to take that energy to go, I want kids to attach to the school. I want them to know they belong somewhere. They're excited about coming because somewhere along the way, they feel like they're a part of what's going on, so they attach to that school. The next thing is simply achievement. I mean, they have to believe in their own mind and understand. I don't care if anyone's ever made it through high school in their whole family. They can get to high school. They need to graduate. They need to make it all the way. And then finally is attainment. I don't care if they go on to a 4-year college. I don't care if they go on to a career technical school. They've got to go. They've got to want to pursue beyond that to know they can go do great things, but they have to see it. Attendance, attachment, achievement, and attainment. We just believe the SAFE team can be a part of that. We don't fix everything. We don't say that. But we are here to really on-ramp families to get them to start seeing the vision and their huge role. So anyways, Kara, thanks for coming out. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time on the video blog. Bye.